प्रभातं सुस्वागतम सामरस्य श्लोक संग्रह सामरस्य is the whole essence of our Indian culture. Bring harmony. When you have lot of diversity, find the unity in diversity. That is the essence of our culture. So therefore, when we see differences and diversities, we don't get disturbed about it. We celebrate such differences, such diversities. So this is found in all aspects of our life, not only in yoga. So when a foreigner comes and travels in India, then he finds a bewildering diversity. Everything is different here. People are different, languages different, streets, cities, dresses, everything is different. Restaurants, food, temple. There is no single book like Bible or Quran, no single prophet as Christ or Muhammad, no single God. Naturally, doubt arises in the minds of such people who come here. How can there be a country with a single culture? Because they fail to see the subtle underlying unity. Among all the diversities, that underlying unity is very subtle. You cannot see that. That is outside. In most of the Western countries, everything is so easy to understand. Because everything is uniform, same language, skin, buildings, cities with downtown and residential areas, same McDonald's, same Pizza Hut, same super bazaars. All are essentially same. There is a single God, single prophet, the same 10 commandments, same type of churches, Sunday services. So it's very easy to understand. So if you see one city like New York, you don't have to see many others. They are essentially the same modes. So uniformity is the Western model. That helped for mass production and built up tremendous amount of economy. But diversity is the Indian model. Then naturally a question comes, why should there be diversity? You know that every person is different. In the process of growth, the sadhana has to be tailor-made to suit the person, to suit the individual structure. If you don't do that, if you give the same thing, instead of giving the benefits, it may bring hazards. So what is that unity which binds us all into a single culture? That we call it as God. You may call it by different names, reality, pure consciousness, and so on. And what is that science? What is that ancient science? What is that Sanatana Dharma, which is at the base of the whole system in our country? That's yoga, spiritual law. What is that underlying unity? It's something like seeing gold in all gold ornaments. It is something like seeing water in all waves in the ocean. It's something like seeing clay in all variety of clay parts. It's something like seeing energy at the base of this whole physical universe, which modern science has understood. If you see that, then you will understand. What is inside, what is outside? There are two things. The subtle things inside is called the culture, personality. What you see outside is civilization. So what we have is civilization, what we are is culture, as it said. So our culture was a highly developed one, thousands of years, and there are such varieties and bewildering diversities. And that is the manifestation of creativity in human beings. And the set of laws is called the Sanatana Dharma. Sanatana means ancient, Dharma means science, the ancient science. The modern science and the ancient science. Modern science has understood over the last 400 years, only very recent 400 years, what every object is made of: molecules, atoms, protons, neutrons, electrons, fundamental particles. What are all they made of? They are all made out of packets of energy. They are called quarks. So everything is nothing but energy in the whole physical world. We have understood. We also know the laws that govern them in the physical world. Newton's laws of motion, quantum mechanics, theory of relativity, everything we have understood. But what about the whole creation? This is governed by the Sanatana Dharma. So what is this entire universe, entire creation made of? It's made out of what you call consciousness. That's what we call as God. What are the laws that govern them? That's the triplet law. The law of Srishti, Sthiti, Laya. Creation, sustenance and destruction. This trifold law of the universe is the set of laws of the ever-changing dimension of reality. The world we have is continuously changing and changing and changing. That's why it's called Jagat. Jagatyan Jagat. So, what are the laws that govern this entire universe? That is trifold law, Srishti, Sthiti, Laya. So, for that, for easy understanding, we have given three names: Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara. Brahma is the creator, Vishnu is the sustainer, and Maheshwara is the destroyer. In our body, take for example, the billions has get created, the billions has get destroyed, and every cell has its lifespan. Therefore, everything has been governed by this trifold law. So, Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara operate in all our bodies, in our mind, in our emotions, in our intellect, everywhere. Every thought arises, stays for a short while, and then it vanishes. So, this is the set of three names of the Trinity. But that which is beyond all these three is called Brahman. That which does not change. Brahman is pure consciousness, beyond the Trinity. So what is the goal of life therefore? The goal of life is to move towards that reality. That is the goal. Why? That Swarupa of all of us, that pure consciousness, has infinite bliss, infinite knowledge, infinite power, infinite freedom. So that has been built into us. Because of which we all want more and more happiness, we all want more and more knowledge, we all want more and more power, and we all want more and more freedom. Freedom from all tensions, stresses, miseries, diseases, everything we want. So this has been built within us. Why? Because basically we are that. Our Swarupa is that. So this is what has been portrayed in our Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is the most comprehensive text of yoga. 18 chapters, every chapter is a yoga. Sri Krishna Bhagavan gives this entire wisdom base to Arjuna. Where? In the war field. When he is with a big conflict, Dharma Sandigdha, then he is torn apart. What is the conflict he had? He came with all the determination, I am going to win the war and win the war. But when he came, whom did he see in front of him? He saw all his Kaurava brothers. It was expected. And here he sees Karna, expected. But when he sees here, Krupacharya, unexpected. Hey? But Kuluguru, Krupacharya, he has come. Then when he traces here, then his own teacher, Dronacharya, has come. He is an Arjuna because of Dronacharya. And finally he looks who is the commander-in-chief, Vishwapitamaha, the greatest Gnani of the times. And he sees that, his mind is totally confused. Should I kill all these people? No, Krishna, I can't do that. Katham Vishwamaham Sankhe Drunanta Manusodana Vishwami Pratiyotsyami Ujarhavani Sodana. Their worth of worship had to be kept and worship. Such a people, can I throw my arrows and inflict pain on them? No, I can't do that, I can't do that. But his other mind says, no, you are a Kshatriya, you have to wage the war. The duty is foremost. Come on, go ahead and do that. Whoever comes in front, you have to kill. That's your duty. His heart bleeds with compassion, love and respect. Which is better of the two? Ethics and morality on one side, duty on the other side. In a generalizing, big conflict. And he had no answer. What is the result of that? His whole body started trembling. His mind was in great confusion. He could not even stand in that chariot. And he just sits down. Gandivam sransate hastat tvaktaiva paridakyate nacha shaknomyavasthatum brahmati vachavevanaha. He says, no more I can stand. He is in that state. From that state of confusion, that state of big conflict, where such a conflict, both are good. Duty also is good, showing love and compassion also is good. Conflict will be two good things. How to solve this problem? That is the whole essence of Bhagavad Gita. That science is the yoga. Yoga is not merely doing some asana, pranayama, mudra, kandas and kriyas. It's a very subtle thing. Jnana yoga is. So he said every chapter is a yoga. And he unravels systematically the whole wisdom base needed to resolve such conflicts. There is no book in the world which can resolve such conflicts. All the religious books prescribe, okay, this is good, this is bad. You ask the question, why? No answer. Yeah, they have been told by the great masters. Therefore you have to follow it. Do's and don'ts. But if you ask the question, why should I do that? No answer. It's only here in the Bhagavad Gita you have the answer. That is the secret of the yoga that has been given here. And what is that secret that has been given here? The knowledge and the practice. Both are needed. 4 streams of yoga. Jnana yoga, Raj yoga, Bhakti yoga, Karma yoga. So at the intellectual level you have to understand. You have to use your willpower to develop yourself and purify your emotions and bring it all into action. And all these Jnana yoga, Raj yoga, Bhakti yoga come to the same goal, that unity in diversity. So to bring about this point, what we did was from the Bhagavad Gita, which was 18 verses for each of these streams of yoga, 4 streams of yoga, put them into 8 phases and brought about the language. So whether Jnana yoga, Raj yoga, Bhakti yoga, Karma yoga, all these things have this thing. And we built up the schematic to do this. All the 4 schematics. So what does that show? That you have to change yourself. We have to transform ourselves. From our normal level, we should become great, super, divine human beings. How to do that? In our day-to-day action, you move from tamas to rajas, rajas to sattva. Sattva sampannata is the key feature of great peace. So when there is a conflict between asuri sampat and daivi sampat within us, your daivi sampat should be projected, asuri sampat should be less. When you have tamas, rajas, sattva, tamas and rajas have to be contained and sattva has to be developed. That's the first step. So this is the feature by which we have the greatness in human beings. If you develop those good qualities, then you become great human beings. This is what all religions preach ultimately. Whether the 10 commandments of Christ, or the 10 dimensions of Manu Dharma Shastra, or the foundation of yoga, Yama and Niyama, everything 10 you could see, and that's the one that first takes us to this level of greatness. That's the eligibility criteria. Then you have to go beyond the gunas. Then you have to go to the higher dimensions and learn the secret of action. That you have to get into the samadhi and go beyond the samadhi according to Patanjali. You have to have the sakshatkara and go beyond the suguna sakshatkara in Bhakti Yoga. And you have to have the jnana and go beyond the jnana to the higher dimensions of Gnana Yoga. So what is the special way of doing the work? That is to maintain the inner equipoise, inner silence, and do all activities. Yogastaha kuru karmani, sangam tyaktva dhananjaya, siddhya siddhyo samo bhutva, samatvam yoga vichyate. I said. That maintaining that inner pause, inner blissful awareness, inner calm, inner silence, do all activities. That is the secret of Karma Yoga. Normally what happens when you do your work, you get tensed up, you get stressed up, you get fatigued, and you lost. So Krishna says, no, you must change your habit. Change your habit. Every action we do with a smile on the face, with a silenced mind, with a calm mind inside, and do all action. Every day we have a test, particularly when you have a test or examination, you have the biggest test. You get anxious, you get tensed up. That's why you have to apply. But if you don't apply this thing, you are doing some asana, pranayama, mudra, pandasana or something, you are not practicing really yoga. Yoga has to be brought into day-to-day life. That is the important. So yoga is a science of holistic living. That's what Krishna emphasizes. So all other practices that you do are something like battery charging, but the battery has to be used to run your machine. So battery has to be charged regularly and you have to bring it to practice. Blissful awareness. Be happy all the time. That's your birthright. And don't get tensed up. Don't get stressed out. Very easily said than done, but you have to do the practice continuously. You have to change our habit. Habits die hard. So you have to see that the habits are changing. And for that you have to make a strong resolve. Yes, I am going to change myself. If you don't make that resolve, you don't make that sankalpa, you don't make that inner decision that I want to change, nobody can change you. So the first and the foremost in yoga that I should change, I want to change my habits, my wrong ways of doing everything I want to change. I want to be a very healthy person, a happy person, a blissful person, full of joy, happiness, bliss, calmness and peace. Once you do that, then things will start happening. That's the eligibility criteria. Then change the body, change the mind, emotions, intellect, everything has to be changed. And that is the wonderful knowledge base that we have in our country, and such a great thing that our India gives that entire wisdom base which has to be applied and brought into our practice. Let's contemplate on these thoughts. Sit straight with the eyes closed. Relax all parts of the body, from toes to head. Beautiful smile on the face. Calm down the mind. Allow the mind to silence itself. Retain the calmness and bliss. Spread the fragrance of the bliss to everyone throughout the day. Just make a resolve to start doing good things, acts of service to achieve that. Namaskar Mudra. Asato ma sadgamaya, tamaso ma jyotikramaya. Sarve
Bye.